The stars at night are big and bright, deep in the heart of Texas. Hey, Tall Texan and Bam Bam, we're coming your way today with a soap from Noble Otter.
It's a beautiful morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
But on Wednesdays and Saturdays,
we are the Barbershop Duet.
Hey, y'all, come on in. Thank you for finding our little barbershop. If you happen to be here during the live premiere, why, come on in the live chat. Join Tall Texan and Bam Bam. A cool group of folks from all over the world hanging out. They'd love to meet you, too.
They would. And for our mention today, since we are going to Texas, we wanted to show you our razor that a Texan shaves Barry sent to us because it is the Lonestar razor.
Right, how fitting. And y'all, this has quickly grown to be one of my top 3 favorite razors. Something about the architecture that Steve figured out over at Alpha Razor. Who knows? But y'all, it does magic. I can totally feel the blade. And totally in a not scary way. I don't know how better to say that. I'm still a bit of a newbie. But y'all, we will keep bringing this out as I learn more and more about it. It is amazing. Thank you, Barry. And what is our soap today?
Our soap today is Lonestar. And we found this at a big sale that they had over at the wet shaving store.
Yeah, thank you, Andy, for that. And we do know that you can walk into grocery stores in Texas and buy Noble Otter soap sitting right there next to the Barbasol. Y'all, mysteries and wonders. Let's meet it. From the sales page at nobleotter.com, the sage in bloom is like perfume deep in the heart of Texas.
That's where we started when we decided to make a new scent dedicated to the state of Texas. Lonestar is our vision of that scent. The olfactory experience starts with top notes.
I know nothing about it. I know nothing about it. This is the most blind I have ever gone in on a soap. And I don't want to know, but I've heard it's been riding the rails with a hobo all the way from Santa Monica, and we are ready. Let's unbox it. This is our haul from the wet shaving stores after Christmas sale. You also, we've got some Barrister and Man and some Westman. And here we've got Bricktown Grooming and Lonestar from Noble Otter. That's what you've come to see here. Oh, look at how dapper that label is. Look, it's kind of like shiny and holographic. Oh, yo, look at that guy. I am ready for you to have a first impression. I had a fabulous time on my trip to Texas. It was a cemetery convention. I know. And we spent a week in Fort Worth and a couple of days in Dallas. Amazing. Tons of cemetery tours. Even went to the grave of Lee Harvey Oswald. And they will not tell you where he's buried. But if you find a groundsman and you have $20, they will lay out a red carpet for you. And there's a giant void of all these graves that are unsold because nobody wants to be buried next to Lee Harvey Oswald, except one dude buried right next to him named Nick Beef. And you can go down that rabbit hole on your own. All right, take it in. Let's see what you get.
All right, we have a lot of our Whiff Pack members that are in Texas, so I'm kind of curious to get a whiff of where y'all are at.
Right, here we go.
Okay. Ooh, a smooth little porter. Okay.
I gotta manage expectations because I have no idea what this is going to smell like.
Okay, so I have been to Texas once.
Yeah.
And I don't know how, but it kind of does smell.
Wait a minute. What?
I didn't know I knew that smell until I smelled it.
Okay.
That's funny. Okay, I'm outdoors though. And it's sunny, not too hot. Someone's barbecuing something, maybe Tall Texan.
Wait, I'm sorry, what? Tall Texan is always barbecuing during our show, y'all.
But there's something in this. It's not like I think we would call it more of like a hay note or like a something that's more of like a dried grass kind of smell.
Yeah?
But it's really pretty and it's here. And I know because of the song joke that there's some sage in there. So if I could throw some white sage with a little hay, I'm outdoors. I feel like I'm there. I don't think it's not heavy leathers. It's not what we kind of go overboard thinking of Texas.
Right.
But there's something real about just the flat plains everywhere.
I saw more than one actual cattle drive. I'm not sure why you would not think there'd be leather in there, but it makes perfect sense to me. Is it sweet?
Approaching like a honey kind of vibe.
Okay.
Like the color of this and the color of that's the color I'm getting.
Gotcha.
Very true to what it's advertising here.
So not a Norman Rockwell caricature of Texas, more of actually being in the middle of Lone Star State.
I don't know how, but yes.
Wow.
Like, I don't want to say it's a simple scent notes because that sounds like I'm putting things down. But the way that they're blended, we don't have anything like this in our den. It's its own kind of scent in a very cool way.
Nice.
I almost get like a creamy texture in mind.
Right.
But it is that like kind of tan, goldeny kind of color overall, no matter what. It's very tamed, centralized scent. Like there's not crazy highs, crazy lows.
Right.
Like whatever's happening, they are really good friends and they are consistently staying throughout my whole whiff.
Nice.
It's not gourmandy.
Okay.
It doesn't, I can tell you what it's not. It doesn't have much of a gourmandy kind of hit to it.
Right.
It doesn't have an overwhelming floral hit to it.
Gotcha.
It doesn't have a big green, vetiver-y, earthy side at all. And it doesn't really have...
That's 4 for Texas. So the question she hates the most. What's it smell like?
I feel like I walked into a brand new barn, maybe? Like the wood around is freshly cut and put together. I'm not exactly sure which one, but it's a quieter, tamer one. It's clean.
Know what you mean.
Right?
Because sometimes, my grandpa, farmer, E-I-E-I-O, would put up a new building.
Yeah.
And it was weird having a brand new greenhouse sitting next to a 120-year-old barn. One time this lady showed up and offered to paint his barn. He was like, sure. And 3 hours later, when she came back with a canvas and the barn was untouched, he was like, what the hell? Like, he was mad. He was like, she said she was going to paint the barn. She did. She gave me the painting.
Did.
She was an art student at Delta Junior College. My grandfather. Did you think this 19-year-old woman was going to go paint your barn?
That's where I'm at. There's something kind of creamy around. It's not edible creamy. Like, I don't want to say it's like a cashew or a hazelnut or something, but that's the color and kind of texture I'm getting along with this. It is definitely not California. I am for sure. I think it's Texas.
Did you get a barbecue note?
No. Super fun. I feel like I didn't know what to expect, but I am somehow in Texas.
What kind of a guy would wear this?
I'm not going to say they have to be wearing some leather boots, but it wouldn't hurt.
Okay, leather boots, gotcha.
But I feel like there's some jeans involved, so,
We're going from the ground up. All right, what kind of shirt are we looking at here? Pendleton, where are we doing?
Maybe a little flannel. No, it doesn't have to be, which is what's very cool. Like, I don't feel like I need to be going to a bar that we're going to do line dancing.
Right.
But you could wear this. I do feel like you could wear this to church. Like, there's something kind of nice and clean about this scent happening. You could wear it in a suit, man. I feel like it's a very versatile scent. I was not expecting this.
I did go to Mass in Texas. I was there on a Sunday. All right, let's see
what you think. Maybe you'll be able to explain this better. It's a fun adventure. The words are a little hard.
All right. Well, Noble Otter, y'all, from Fruit Loops to Batters Up. Talk about running the gambit. So this could literally be anything. All right, here we go. I'm taking it there.
See if you can explain a little more in words. Besides what it's not. That's a good whiff, my friend.
I bring you glad tidings of great joy. This is perfectly subtly sweet. And I'm a little bit scared of the soaps that we get that absolutely are not. I think for something like this, where you're creating a vibe of the outdoors and the beautiful woods and grasses and stones, there is going to be something subtly sweet because the memory of those things is subtly sweet. The sweetness may not be describing the landscape. It's describing the feeling that you're getting by taking it in. And that's what this does. Because for me, we left the trodden path every so often when we were exploring around in Texas. And there are just some gorgeous botanical gardens. There are some beautiful wooded areas. There's stuff that you kind of have to look for. But when you find it, it's not California. And it's beautiful. All right, so I think we're dealing with a few pairs of things. I'm sensing a cedar butting up against a floral, but a very masculine one, a rather dry floral. And each one is sort of trading off its sweetness to the other, giving the floral a beautiful woody spiciness. And then, hold on, let's go to the other side and see what the grasses know. Hold on. And I think there's a tiny bit of a hay note that's helping to add the last part of that subtle sweetness and giving me the sense of a grassy field. And there's a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel right there who would like in. And then that hay transitions seamlessly into a beautiful, perfumey sage that becomes the bass note. It's sitting in the center, but it's grounding in its spiciness. The sense I get from this is being on horseback, 50 miles outside of Fort Worth, rounding up some strays. You're getting a sense of the prairie, not the man. And you're getting a tiny wisp of his cologne. Something rugged, something vintage, something just adding to those outdoor spices of those sages and those grasses. And nothing as deep as leather, nothing as deep as tobacco. I guess that's where the magic in this is. It's almost like a big comfy sweater version of Texas. There's nothing too cowboy in this. And I think that's why it's amazing. And y'all, before we go any further, I think we should build a lather with this thing. Where did we get these fabulous bougie sticks
These are from Amazon, thank you.
So we don't contaminate our soaps. Oh, and there's some lovely business being done to this soap. It's got some backbone to it. And I grabbed my most Texan-looking hardware, y'all. This is my Captain's Choice Copper Bowl from Captain's Choice. It's new. It's the polished colorway, and I love it. They also released a small travel size of this same thing. And the goal here, y'all, is just to smush the soap into the ridges so that you've got a smooth surface, pushed down hard with a fingertip. That way, your brush is not going to be grabbing up chunks, if you know what I mean.
Now that I'm looking at this, they are actually, Noble Otter is based in Houston, Texas.
There you
they
go,
should know what it
folks.
smells like.
Authenticity at its finest. And where did I get this brush from? Oh, look at this coin.
Oh, some good old moon soap. Zach made that one for
Zachary
you.
Kent. Y'all, it's amazing. It's my only wood brush. It's called the Hemingway, and I love it. And I would love for you to do the honors. I've made our last few lathers, and I like the way you do it. And I'm going to explore this a little more. So, y'all, we go forwards, we go backwards, we push down for the backbone, like you do. But then, here at the barbershop, we spin the brush because those bristles on the ends aren't getting any soap, and we want to load as much soap onto that brush as we can. And then, why not spin it again? Give a new orientation to that soap, going forwards, going backwards, low backbone. And just about the time most of that soap is loaded into the bristles of your brush, now go down and grab the rest of that water. Start to build your lather. This makes me remember something.
Right, I had that deja vu feeling too. I mean, I have been to Texas once for a pretty quick trip, but I didn't know. No? Huh?
I remember the Alamo.
Well, my friends, this lather is waking up quickly.
Oh, absolutely beautiful. And you know what? The sage doesn't even go to its very outsides. I sense the heart of the sage, but it doesn't get too herby. Just lets you explore the center of it. Wow. Monica's in Texas, Fanulay.
Right, she is too. I mean, I know we never talk about lather, but let me just show y'all what just exploded out of this lovely bowl, my friends. Quite an extensive
Looks like a dust
lather.
storm coming after Sam Houston. And y'all, this is something you will only find here in the Barbershop Duet. This is the How Tall Is Your Texan Whiff on 3, 1, 2. Oh, y'all.
Something like bloomed over there or blossomed. I don't know what it is. It's not florally necessarily, but something woke up, a new tear in there.
Y'all, I think unlike any other soap we've ever had, this for me smells like sort of a cologne that is made of only things that you can grow or gather in Texas. So like an uber natural cologne, like a challenge, like you can only make it with real stuff.
Right.
That's what this is.
It's a wonderful scent. I still feel like I can't find the right words to explain it.
Right.
But we don't have anything like this in our den. It's super fun to have something in this lane.
Almost borders on a suede, but not leather by any sense of the imagination. Y'all, we're going to have to look at these scent notes. Back to the sales page at nobleotter.com. The olfactory experience starts with top notes of
Sage and lemon.
beautiful. Let's be clear. The sage is the heart note here. It's not an overwhelmingly loud singer, but you know who you came to see. And that lemon just beautifully supporting it a little bit with a slightly tart sense.
Yes, I would say that too. It's not the sweeter side of the lemon.
Not at all. Not a candied lemon by any stretch of imagination. And then
Followed by the heart notes of magnolia and Texas cedar. That was the barn I got.
y'all, Texas cedar, a little bit more herby, a little bit sweeter, and balanced by that magnolia.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Well, if you have a magnolia tree around you like we do, a beautiful, sweet, creamy flower, and then balance that out with the cedar, Inspired. That's what's giving this part of its cleverness, I think.
Finally, the base notes include the truly Texas experience of oak moss. Oh, there is leather. Maybe use that way. And hay. I think the hay and the leather are intertwined so deeply that I almost lost the leather.
I'm shook. There is a Western wear store here in town that is really famous and has that beautiful saddle leather, those beautiful, like even leather strops for shaving.
Right.
This is a different kind of that leather. This is more of that suede, almost new car sense of leather for me because it's being balanced by the oak moss, a little bit of a barbershop sense. And hay.
But it almost adds a creamy side. Like all of these scents.
Right.
Like, you know how you say sometimes they take the scents and they all pick the pretty sides? Like for all of these scents, they picked out like the caramel colored versions.
Right.
And they all blended together seamlessly to create a wonderful overall scent.
It's not the dry part of the hay. It's that inside spicy, almost floral part of the hay.
Agreed. Completely.
Beautiful. And y'all, while we don't do shaving here on the Barbershop Duet, we love watching Barry lather up his moneymaker on a Texan shaves. So we're just going to show you how this lather coats
Oh my goodness.
and covers the face in 3 dimensions. Look at this, y'all. Is that crazy?
Right? It's been since your birthday since we did our tunes and
All
spoons. We
right.
needed another noble
Boy,
honor.
I love that one too.
Oh, wow. This is a glorious, I almost just see like sunflowers. You know, there's just something fun and enjoyable about being out in the sunshine, open fields.
A deeply herby, spicy floral. I think that sage is connecting with those beautiful sweet notes.
Yes.
Something magic's being done in here, y'all. We're going to take this a little bit deeper. We're going to go all the way down to South Padre. The funniest thing that happened on that trip to Fort Worth was we went to medieval times. Now, if you live near one of the big cities in the United States, they generally have one of these places that is a jousting competition show that is put on just for you. Yes, dozens of horses, that kind of thing. Well, when they bring you in the front door, they kind of create this idea that you're the guest of His Majesty and you're there to watch this royal court thing unfold. So, unbeknownst to my family, they whisked us over to this one room and they started putting like a crown and a cape on my dad. And he was like, "What are you doing?" And they whisked him around. They pushed him through a door. And this dude that was about 2 feet taller than him, dressed as the king, goes, "Welcome," and puts his arm around him. And immediately this flashbulb goes, and my dad was like, and if you have never seen regret photographed in its purest form, you did not see my dad's face in that picture. I love that this is not a cowboy type.
Yeah.
At all. Definitively Texas.
Yes.
But not an outdoor rugged cowboy type. More like your barber, more like your banker, more like your conductor on the train.
Yeah,
That's what
right?
this smells like. Am I nuts, or is there a sense of a yellow rose of Texas ever so subtly
Oh, I'm with you.
in the florals of this?
Maybe it wasn't sunflowers I was getting earlier. Maybe that's what I was getting. Something bright and just fun. Like, it just reminds me of being in Texas and there being sun everywhere that you looked. And everyone was very nice and welcoming and they wanted you to hang out, you know?
That's it. I was insanely bowled over by the level of friendliness and hospitality by those folks in Texas. I will never forget it.
Right? There's something about this scent that really comes through. Like, I feel like we'll be sad when this wears off. We are going to need to maybe get the splash for this one just because you want to stay there and enjoy yourself.
Is a lovely night on the town.
Yeah.
There's excitement built into this.
I would agree. Like, I don't want the night to end. If this is what it smells like, I want to keep hanging out.
And y'all, that sage hits a place in me where this is an absolutely not gourmand scent, but it makes my mouth water.
Yeah. There is just a signature scent that's coming through here that we really don't have in anything else in our den.
And y'all, we would be a little remiss if we didn't mention the superlative work being done on these labels at Noble Otter. They are absolutely gorgeous. I mean 10 out of 10. Look at my face. 10 out of 10.
Oh, speaking of scales, we should put this on our crowd-pleasing scale.
Our magic scale and our crowd-pleasing scale. Okay, let's start with that one. Crowd-pleasing first. Where would you put this?
I'd put this at a 9.
9.25. Absolutely. I don't know, especially if you were in Texas.
Yeah.
And then the magic scale. You know the notes, but how much magic is being used to put them together? 8?
Yeah, I literally, word out of my mouth, 8.
Beautiful. Unexpected.
Yes.
Unknown in our shaving cabinet.
Yeah.
But absolutely beguiling in everything that it's doing.
I'm so glad we get to add this into our den.
So it's pretty simple, y'all. Just get your bike stolen at the Santa Monica Pier. You're going to go to a psychic who's going to tell you that your bike is for sure in the basement of the Alamo. And you're going to go hop a train with the world's most famous movie extra. And you're going to sing all these folk songs all the way to Texas. And just about the time he's on the 9th round of Jimmy Crack Corn and you can't take it anymore, you're going to get your own.
So head over to nobleotter.com where you'll find this and a bunch of other cool stuff.
Well, I have had my shave, y'all, with Lonestar, a beautiful, deserty, masculine, hot rock summer afternoon of a fragrance whisking me off to the Lonestar State. I adore this. And the formula? I love that you can walk into a grocery store in Texas and buy Noble Otter soap. It is that good. Functional, smooth, and a pleasure to shave with. Thanks, y'all. We'll be back for some Bar Bar. Welcome to Messages.
So for our February giveaway, we wanted to give you a chance to get a $20 gift card to Phoenix Artisan Accoutrement.
One of our favorite artisans, y'all, and all you have to do to be eligible is send us an email here to We Sent You at the Barbershop Duet so we can get back to you. It's the only way we communicate about our giveaways. And then check back here on our first March episode to see if you are our lucky winner.
Best of luck.
And y'all, we just wanted to say a special thank you to our Whiff Pack, those who are with us during our live episodes on every broadcast day, including Tall Texan and Bam Bam, who this episode is in honor of. And y'all, the Shave Trooper, one of our longest standing Whiff Pack members, has lost a member of his family. This is Bo, and you might remember Bo from our Friends to the End episode. Bo had to go to the Rainbow Bridge this week, and so we're going to put him here on the set, and Lainey wanted him to have her little lamb chop toy. But y'all, here in the Whiff Pack, nobody goes through anything alone. If you are having a hard time, even if you've never talked to us before, you are welcome in this barbershop, and you will find an awesome group of folks who are there to support you and learn about your life and where you're from and what you're shaving with this week. So if you do need a place to hang out, your chair is always open here in our barbershop.
We really hope you would join us, so don't forget your next appointment with the Barbershop Duet.
You'll smell better just watching this.